So I don't think Idaho is a place for lying doctors, lawyers, executives, and reporters. And so I hope they'll go somewhere else to do their lying. As most of you know, Diego Rodriguez and I have been ordered by the court to pay St. Luke's CO and staff members $52 million for defaming them. But the problem with this is that St. Luke's witnesses and attorneys lied to the jury many, many times. In fact, let's look at a few direct, indisputable lies that St. Luke's CO, attorneys, and doctors made in court. You can decide for yourself. First, let's look at Dr. Rachel Thomas, the admin doctor for St. Luke's Meridian Hospital. She testified in court under oath that, quote, the baby would have died if they would not have taken him. With help from crafty attorneys, she lulled the jury into a heartwarming story about how she goes to Haiti and provides medical care for children that are malnutritioned. And after the jury was awed by her benevolent care and service to Haiti children, she then flat out lied to the jury about baby Cyrus. She said, quote, he looked like a baby from Haiti. The baby's stomach was descended, his eyes were hollowed, and he was unable to sit up. So this is her quote. This is what she said to the jury, among other things. Now, I have showed you videos of Cyrus right before he was taken by Meridian Police and then sent to the hospital. This video is just minutes, no more than an hour before Rachel Thomas first saw baby Cyrus. Yet, to the jury, she testified under oath that, quote, he looked like a baby from Haiti. The baby's stomach was descended, his eyes were hollow. But look at baby Cyrus. Look at him. Does he look like he's a malnutrition baby from Haiti? Does he look like these babies? Dr. Rachel told the jury that he did, that he looked like a baby from Haiti. This video is right before they took Cyrus. It is the best evidence that you are going to get. Look at it. Dr. Rachel Thomas is a liar. Now, if you think I'm being too hard on her, I'm going to give you some more evidence that will further impeach her. When Cyrus was transferred to the Boise Hospital, the ambulance record shows a completely different story than what Dr. Rachel Thomas told the jury. The ambulance record reads, patient is 10 months old, male, acting appropriate for age. Patient is looking around, surrounding, and interacting appropriately. Skin is PND. Primary assessment completed. Breathing appears non-labored with no accessory muscles used. Normal strength. No acute life threats noted. Patient does not appear to be in any physical distress. So that's from the ambulance records. The EMT also wrote in the report that Dr. Rachel Thomas, quote, handed us the patient secured in his car seat. She stated, just go, this is a healthy baby with no interventions. Body cam footage verifies this. Rachel Thomas is caught on camera multiple times stating that baby Cyrus is a healthy baby.
Here's the thing. I need to have some more degrees of separation to protect this poor foster mom that's going to take this kid, everything else.
I know.
So what I want to do is admit this baby to Boise. Not because it's medically necessary. The kid has lost weight and needs to be not in all of this. But what I want to do is send the baby to Boise, because then that's a few more degrees of separation, keep them overnight, and then sometime tomorrow, when they don't know, get the baby out with CPS to the foster parents. And it's...
But how acutely...
Oh no, he's totally stable.
But Dr. Rachel Thomas told the jury, quote, the baby would have died if they would not have taken him. But the evidence says otherwise. Now, just to further prove that Dr. Rachel Thomas lied to the jury, here is another direct contradiction to her testimony to the jury. She said to the jury that, quote, the baby's stomach was descended, his eyes were hollowed, and he was unable to sit up. But Cyrus had been sitting up on his own for many months. Several minutes after Dr. Rachel Thomas evaluated Cyrus in the emergency department, another doctor evaluated Cyrus and reported, quote, no head long noted, able to sit up unassisted. See that right there? Able to sit up unassisted. Just the opposite of what Dr. Rachel Thomas told the jury. Here are pictures from St. Luke's own medical records, just hours after they took him. He's playing, looking healthy, and sitting up, just opposite of what Rachel Thomas told the jury. See, this is the problem with people like Rachel Thomas. They are revered by the public because they are doctors and professionals, but they have no scruples. They are liars. This is just one example of hundreds of lies that St. Luke's attorneys and witnesses told the jury. Something interesting to note is that Sally Kurtzing, a reporter with the Idaho Statesman, the newspaper here in Idaho, one of the main ones, wrote 2 articles showcasing Dr. Rachel Thomas's testimony to the jury. One she titled, Threats, Fears, and Ammon Bundy, the Bully, a look at St. Luke's defamation case so far. The other, Idaho keeps putting doctors through the ringer. When will we get the message? Both articles completely evolve around Dr. Rachel Thomas's testimony to the jury in this case. Both are based on Dr. Rachel Thomas's perjuring herself under oath to the jury. This is great reporting, right? Great job, Sally. I mean, did you ever think to check the facts or to verify the truth? Just go with it because all doctors and lawyers are credible, right? To further these lies, the Associated Press, one of the largest media outlets in the world, used Sally Kurtzing's article from the Idaho Statesman. Now more than a half a dozen media outlets, many national media, are referencing the Associated Press article or the Idaho Statesman article. All of them painting me in a terrible eye based upon the lies that Dr. Rachel Thomas gave under oath. Shame on them. Shame on Rachel Thomas. Now, St. Luke's attorneys and executives have lied throughout this entire proceedings and said I made statements that I did not make. Many of these lies they also told to the jury and presented absolutely no evidence to back them up, just like the reporters did. St. Luke's CEO Chris Roth and lead attorney Eric Steidman misrepresented these statements and others to the court and have continued to lie about me making them throughout the proceedings. Reporters simply indicate that they got them from the court document. So I suppose reporting lies about someone saying something is okay as long as the reporter found the lies within the pages of the court document, right? Verifying the truth, I guess, is not something they do anymore. Just not something that matters anymore. And such is the state of our media. Truth means nothing to editors and reporters who are seeking to discredit someone because they do not agree with their ideology. Another St. Luke's lie that the media has gotten lots of mileage off of and naive public have been outraged about is that, quote, on March 15th, 2020, I went so far as to cause St. Luke's to go on lockdown for more than an hour. During this time, nurses, doctors, and other employees could not enter or exit the building. St. Luke's directed patients to other facilities and rerouted ambulances to other sites. That is St. Luke's actual written accusation. If you live in Idaho or have read any of the mainstream articles, I'm sure you have heard this lie. Quote, that I caused the hospital to be locked down. The funny thing about this is that on March 15th, 2020, the day St. Luke's and the media, like the Idaho Statement, claimed I caused the hospital to go on lockdown, on that day, I was in court all day. Yep, I have very strong alibis. The judge, jury, the bailiff, the prosecutor, all the witnesses, and even reporters taking notes and pictures in the gallery. The reason why I say this is so funny is that both the Idaho Statesman and the Associated Press reporters knew I was in the courtroom all that day and knew I could not have been responsible for causing the hospital to go on lockdown. Here's a picture that the Idaho Statesman published that was taken in the courtroom on March 15th, 2020. The same day St. Luke's CEO and attorneys said I caused the hospital to go on lockdown. Here's that same picture published by the Associated Press. If you look, they give the date, March 15th, 2020. 3 facts are evident about this information. 1, I was in the courtroom all day on March 15, 2020, and therefore did not cause the hospital to lock down. 2, Idaho Statesman's reporter knew I was in the courtroom that day, but reported that I caused the hospital to lock down to make me look bad anyway. 3, the Associated Press also knew I was in the courtroom all that day as well. For nearly a year and a half, I have speculated to why St. Luke's shut down the hospital that day. There was no threat by protesters. There was nothing protesters did that day that was unusual. They were in the public street holding signs and talking with each other. The police would have quickly arrested someone that was blocking the hospital or harassing anyone coming in. There is no police report indicating any such activity. So why did St. Luke's shut down the hospital at that time? Well, after a very thorough search through medical records, I believe I found the reason. At the very same time, the very same hour that St. Luke's discharged Cyrus from the hospital and transferred him to the CPS facility is the same time that the hospital locked down. They used the hospital lockdown as a distraction and blamed it on Diego and I. Look at this medical record. Look at the date. So this is absolute evidence that St. Luke's executives, staff, and attorneys, CPS agents, and law enforcement all know that Diego, nor I, nor protesters caused St. Luke's Hospital to lock down. They know that it was locked down to transport Cyrus, and they blamed it on Diego and I. They even lied to the jury about this. The saddest part of this discovery is that it confirms that St. Luke's executives, staff, attorneys, CPS agent, and law enforcement colluded against Diego and I. They have allowed this lie to circulate many times, knowing it was a massive lie that made Diego and I look like terrible, insensitive people. This is why I have difficult trusting the media, institutionalized employees, state agents, and law enforcement. However, I pray that they will repent of their lies, seek amends, and allow all involved to move on as better people in peace. If not, I hope they will do as Dr. Rachel Thomas did, leave Idaho and move out of the country. Thank you.
Right there, Cyrus, it's ready. Look, Cyrus, go in, go in. Go in.